Hi, everybody. I'm PJ Kwong, sometimes known as at Skating PJ, and this is the launch of my very new and very exciting new show called Blade This Conversations on the Edge. We're going to follow the journey of Battle of the Blades for the next 7 weeks, and I hope that you're going to be along with me. I'm looking forward to having lots of fun guests, lots of coolness going on, and you're going to be part of it. My first guest tonight is somebody that I am really excited to introduce you to, and that is Acacia Hill. Acacia, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. How are you, PJ?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Not in labor, I hope.
Not in labor.
But right, it's coming soon.
No labor, hopefully tonight.
Yeah, you've got just a little bit of time, and then you can do whatever you like. But for the moment, you're here, you're with me. So we're looking forward to having a whole great conversation. For people who don't know, I've known Acacia and her twin brother Asher, the Hill kids, for a very long time from the skating world. Asher Hill, of course, we just saw him debut on Battle of the Blades. I was keeping one eye on you as you and I were doing a little bit of pre-chatting, and one eye on the monitor. And I'm not sure. Last I looked, Asher and his partner Jessica were in the lead, but I'm not 100% sure. So, audience, if you're out there, we're looking forward to your costumes, your comments. We're looking forward to you chiming in on everything. And here's a first comment coming from Coach Yuris Razgulaevs, who is Asher's former coach. Did he teach you as well?
Yes, he would partner me for dance.
Your dance test, I tell you, that's amazing. So, Yuris, thank you for that. I agree. Asher did rock. Joanne Shaw, another longstanding member of the skating community. Hey, Joanne, say hi to Acacia.
Hi, Joanne.
And here's a great comment coming in already from Linda Dupuis-Pepin, who says that they were amazing and they get my vote. And I have to tell you, I promised my pals at CBC that, among other things, I would make sure to let everybody know you can vote for your favorite Battle of the Blades team, but only until 3 a.m. Eastern time. So you got to go to cbc.ca/Battle of the Blades to cast your vote. Leaders currently, we think, are, at last time I checked, Asher Hill and his partner, Jessica. Hold on, I'm getting out my notes so I don't screw up the names. I know all the figure skaters, of course, but the hockey players, that's a little bit tougher for me. How about you? Did you ever follow hockey?
A little bit, not a lot, but I would watch some of the games.
I have only seen one game, and it was not far from where Jessica Campbell is from. She's from Saskatchewan. Nice Saskatchewan girl. I saw a hockey game. My little cousins were playing in Saskatchewan. It's the only one I've ever seen. And when people hear that, me being Canadian and all, they're ready to revoke my passport because I don't know anything about hockey. But that's just terrible.
That's okay. You know a lot about skating.
I do know a fair amount about skating. And this is one of the fun things about what we're doing here. So I'm going to show you a picture, and I want you to just respond to it. Okay, here's a picture taken from my television. This is so cheesy, but here we go. Yeah. This is Asher and his partner, Jessica Campbell. And that is the back of Scott Moyer talking to Asher and Jessica after their performance. So tell me, what did you think of how they skated tonight?
Oh, wow. They were amazing. I didn't know what to expect at first. And then they got down dirty, nice hip hop moves. And she was so grounded into the earth and into the ice. And it was really good. And, her waltz jumps, I was like, okay, girl, you can do
it. Two sets of waltz jumps.
Yeah, two of them.
I know.
Great.
Did you ever put on hockey skates?
I have. I've put on hockey skates, and it's very interesting.
Yep. Where does it feel the same balance-wise? I've heard it does not.
No, because I want to lean forwards or back, and you can't really do that. If you lean too far forward, you slide off the blade, and if you lean too far back, you slide off. So it's just, you have to be in that happy middle area. It's very, very different.
The middle area I like to call as the bench. That would be my middle area. I'll just sit there, thank you very much, and not fall down any more than I have to. But I got to say, I got to give it to those hockey players, because honestly, if I had to learn how to play hockey at the same proficiency level that they're learning how to figure skate, and I had to play a game, let's say, 2 weeks after putting on hockey skates, you would find me curled up in the corner just weeping. That's all I would be doing.
I know.
It's just unbelievable. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we have got a couple of great comments. Long-standing skating fan Elizabeth Cardoza Taylor, great debut show, lots of excellent skating. I watched it live from the Atlantic time zone and had to wait a half hour to vote. So for those of you that are on the West Coast, you haven't seen it yet, but you're in for a treat. On the East Coast, they got to see it because I think it's 8 o'clock local across the country. And then one of my favorite Haligonians, maybe, Ryan, are you from Halifax? Asher and Jessica had the performance of the night, totally worked it. Megan and Wojtek were really good too, and it was great to see her back on the ice competing against former partner Eric, no less. So this is the thing that is so interesting about figure skating that people don't know. And we got to do a big hey back to my Acacia.
Hi, Mackie.
Do you know her?
That's our little sister.
For heaven's sakes. Okay, so we got to show everybody a picture. Here we go. This is a picture I want everybody to see. This is when there were just 3 Hill children, your big brother, you and Asher, and then what we can't see is the doll in front of you, which was as you said, foreshadowing of wanting that baby sister.
That little sister I wanted. I was like, I need a sister. My 2 brothers.
What were you going to say?
My 2 little brothers ganged up on me. So I was like, I need a sister.
And has she turned out to be everything you needed?
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is awesome. It's amazing. So I want to know, growing up with Asher, I mean, you both ended up on the ice. I have some scoop here, and the scoop is that when Asher was a little kid and got on the ice, he spent a certain amount of time in tears. Come on, you can just come clean. He told me that himself, actually. What was that all about?
He cried. He hated skating. He would sit at the boards, lick the ice. My parents had to bribe him with fries, candy, whatever they could get him. And they're like, please, Asher, skate. And he hated it. He hated skating so much. But I would just whip around the ice and I'm like, come on, Asher, come join. And he cried. He hated it so much.
Did you guys ever do ice dance together?
No, actually, Carol Lane wanted us to try it together. And Asher said he'd rather skate with a pig. And so I said, fine. I don't need to skate with you. I'd rather skate by myself.
Do you know, that sounds like something a sibling would say, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a funny thing. I don't quite believe, I mean, sure, he was a kid and saying all kinds of stuff that he probably shouldn't have been, but I asked him to give me a quote about you before the show. So this is what he had to say. What can I say about her that I have not already? I'm inspired by her every day. She never gives up, even though her heart may be broken and her spirit is battered. She is my heart, my soul, and I love her so much. She's tenacious, caring, genuine, funny, intuitive, and honestly, so many things I am not. He then went on to say a bad word, which I can't repeat, but he said, basically, you're the embodiment of the Black woman magic. And in closing, she's great. So he may have said naughty things about you when you guys were little and Carol wanted you to skate together, but apparently all is forgiven now.
All is forgiven. Those are beautiful words by him. We're best friends and, we do everything together and we coach together. And, like when I have bad days, I call him. And he calls me. So we just lean on each other and we have like such an amazing twin bond. And it's just, it's not breakable. So
that's wonderful. Here are another couple of great comments. Go Asher and Jessica. Great time to see some skating on TV again. I agree, Andrea. You probably do too. And then here's Charlene Bailey about your brother's words, ugly cry face. Charlene Bailey is going to come next week and talk fashion with me. Can you believe it? Along with Trent Michaud, who's also going to talk fashion. It's going to be fantastic. Nora Hollins, who is a big fan. Hi, Nora. And then Susan Crosby is our red hat lady. Okay, we have a surprise guest who's going to weigh in on tonight. Ooh. Dylan Moskovich.
Hi, Dylan.
How are you?
Hey.
How's it going?
So I'll do my best. It's so good. Your brother was incredible.
He's amazing.
He sure was.
Yeah.
Be careful. Do you know what's another?
Well, you're driving.
I was going to say another thing that's incredible, Dylan, is the fact that you and Asher worked together on that figure skating show, which is a really fun project. If people haven't checked it out, they got to check it out. My buddies at CBC, Jacqueline Dury, produces it on the CBC Sports YouTube channel. And in fact, I remember that day when we took that picture. It was very cold, but you got to make sure to check out that figure skating show. Have you guys got 1 or 2 episodes in the can already?
Pardon me?
Have you got 1 or 2 episodes in the can already of that figure skating show?
I think one has been produced or lit already, and we shot 2, and we're going to be shooting again this Sunday. So, excited to talk about the new norm and figure skating right now.
Yeah.
So what maybe people don't realize is that in figure skating, we go way back. I often say that if you have your work as an accountant, you probably didn't spend any time with accountants when you were 12 years old. But all of my friends in the world are mostly from skating, and there are young friends like you guys, and then there are friends who are sort of more mature from my vintage. Tell me what skating means to each of you.
Oh, skating. Oh my gosh. Skating is my safe place, my happy home. It's the place where I can go to just calm my nerves, to just like regroup and just like create new things, and new ideas come to my head when I'm on the ice, and it's just a wonderful place to be. It's like my home, my quiet place. So I love it on the ice.
What about you, Dylan?
Skating was my first love. Probably my greatest teacher in life to date. It's where I learned to believe in myself. It's where I learned to persevere, to work hard, to overcome perceived obstacles and things I thought were impossible. But and it's where I learned to express myself. I think skating's such an incredible sport in that you learn to be an artist and an athlete all at the same time, which may not seem that obvious, but it comes with a ton of life skills, being on a race base and how you handle adversity.
So here's another great comment from another Olympian, Perdita Felicia, world champion track athlete. Last time I saw her was actually at Battle of the Blades a year ago when she brought her baby. Oh, I want to bite that baby. So cute. Perdita said Asher was amazing. Perdita, you may not know skating, but you got that right because you are absolutely right. Then Nadia Fleim, our friend, actually told us that Asher and partner Jessica are sitting in first place. Such personality and ability. Woo woo! That's what I have to say about that. Acacia, I want to move forward just while we've got Dylan, before we lose Dylan. And Dylan, this is very James Bond 007 with the whole car thing and the kind of the moody, smoky lighting. I really like it. So you guys are both part of a new project. What's that?
It's Halloween coming, so I thought I'd add some spooky lighting.
I didn't say spooky, I said smoky. They have so much to learn.
Oh, it's chopping up. Apparently, Cube Ranch didn't fit me with the greatest gadgets.
All right, kids, let's talk about this. The Figure Skating Diversity Inclusion Alliance. You're both part of it. Tell me a little bit about this and who's involved and what is it for?
Do you want to start, Dylan, or I can start? You can start.
Okay, sure. It's an alliance of skaters from around North America. We have some international members too, and essentially we came together to try and illuminate some of the issues in skating that pertain to inclusivity, to diversity, equity, equality, all of these things that have really been thrust into the forefront of society in the last number of months, and we all really felt that we could do something to make a difference and to make sure that young skaters saw representation regardless of where they come from, what they look like, their walk of life. And we want to help change the culture of skating and to be a voice for those who are underrepresented in the sport.
Now, tell me a little bit about how you feel about things, Acacia.
I'm actually so glad to be a part of FSCIA. Like growing up in this sport, there's been a lot of hurdles that I've had to overcome, and as well as Asher, being Black, you always just feel like you're not included, or your marks don't get the marks aren't reflected in the way you skated or performed. And we always go back to our race. And I've heard a lot of off comments competing nationally, internationally, where like we've heard people say, Asher won't get the medal or the gold unless you could paint him with a white brush. And so FSA means everything to me, because finally people of color, minorities, they finally have a voice, and someone who can stand behind them and just help them be heard, help them be seen, and try to get equity within our sport and more access to the sport and more representation. That's what needs to happen in our sport. We are not represented well enough, and so this is bringing the focus to that. And I just think it's amazing the work we're all doing.
Do you think that by having more representation, that's going to encourage children to be part of this?
I think so. Like when we grew up as skaters, as young
100%
kids,
yes.
yes.
Okay.
When you grow up, you want to see people who look like you, and they look like you, and you think you can do it. So you definitely want to see that representation, and that will draw people into the sport that didn't think they could do it before. So 100%, yeah.
And the friendships that you guys are making in skating are absolutely amazing. Like, honestly, I wanted to move a little bit over to some of the other things that you're doing, Acacia, especially since you're about to have a baby, but not today because you promised me. I want you to talk to me about the Brampton Hill Skating Academy, which is something that you've launched. So tell me a little bit about that.
I actually started my school kind of under turmoil circumstances.
Okay.
I was, terminated from a club within Brampton for probably little to no cause. I was picked on, bullied, singled out there, harassed. And finally, they decided to let me go. And I was broken. I was in tears. I didn't know what to do. But I always had a dream that I I'm back.
In the background, because I want to hear your story. First of all, technology is not my friend. I have zoomed out so that I can barely see myself and Acacia. I can call Dylan. I can't get to any of my controls. So I am quietly here sweating, trying to figure out how I'm going to fix that. So that's sort of thing that just is so typical PJ. But this is a very serious moment, and I want to definitely talk about the fact. So you felt that you were being sort of targeted, and it was time for you to figure out something to do. And out of bad things sometimes come good things. So it sounds to me like this was one of those moments.
Yes, this was one of those moments. I had always, wanted to start my own school, but never really had the guts to kind of do it, because I'm like, oh, it's so much work. And, you get comfortable. And when this termination happened for me, my parents, my sister, my siblings, my skating parents were like, it's time to start your own school. We'll follow you. And I was just like, okay, I gotta buckle down and do this. And so I had 2 months to put everything kind of together before the competition season began. And I look back and I don't even know how I started it. I just remember like running around from like government buildings, my dad on the phone, contract signing. We're in the meetings, you know, like with the mayor and all these MPs of Brampton, and it was crazy. And then all of a sudden in August, the ending of August, I got the green light from Skate Canada that you can open your school. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then we found an arena in Brampton, and it was just like everything just started flowing effortlessly into the place that I wanted. And I was just like, wow, I didn't think this would happen. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you're moved in our direction, and everything just flows effortlessly because it's meant to happen. That's what needs to happen. And that's what happened with my school.
When you guys started skating, okay, so skating and what about the sport is what really inspired you? That's what I want to know.
What inspired me? Well, the first thing is I watched Surya Bonali, and that's what, you know, representation. And that I wanted to be like her. And that inspired me for sure to like pick up the sport. I barely could speak, you know, I'm in diapers, but I'm dancing around my living room, and I would tell my parents I want to try it. So they sent me to a skating club in Scarborough, put me on the ice, and I was just like a natural. I just started going around the ice. So I would say Surya Bonali definitely inspired me to become a figure skater. PJ. Did we lose her? Are you still there, Dylan? Oh, I can't hear you. We lost PJ.
I don't know what's going on with my life, but that's okay. We're things organized. So you found yourself with Surya Bonali, and then you have been able to sort of talk about that representation. We just lost Dylan, but guess who we've just picked up? Acacia Hill, saying hi. Acacia, you did great tonight. We were so proud of you.
Yeah, you're amazing.
Absolutely. All right. So I want to, so you had a look at Surya Bonali. You got on the ice. Asher was crying, getting bribed by French fries with French fries. You got a chance to just sort of get out there and show your stuff. You turned the corner and became a coach. What about coaching do you love?
Oh, I love coaching. I love like putting a smile on the kids' faces. Sometimes I put tears on their faces too, but mostly smiles. But I just love seeing a kid succeed at something, you know, like they work hard at, you know, learning an axle. It takes them like a year, 2 years. And then when they finally get it and they just light up, it's like just an amazing feeling to see a kid accomplish something. You know, they write their goals down in a book, and then all of a sudden it comes to life, and just seeing the excitement and the happiness, that is what like really touches me. And, you know, also just seeing them become creative and start to find their own sense of self. Those are the things that I really love watching, you know, my kids and learn the sport. It just, yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. So
So if people want to follow you on Instagram, they can go to BH Skating Academy and look for BH Skating on Twitter. They can also find you on Facebook. And then you've also got a GoFundMe campaign. If somebody is interested in finding out more about that, they can visit GoFundMe for the Academy at ca.gofundme.com. /F/Brampton Hill Skating Academy, BHSA, if you want to contribute.
Elijah actually started, one of the judges on Battle of the Blades. He actually started that GoFundMe. So I really have to like do a big shout out to Elijah. He's amazing. And he started that GoFundMe for my school. So yeah.
Can you tell me about this picture? Where were you guys? This is you and Asher. Where were you and what were you doing?
We were at our facility at South Flexures in Brampton, Ontario. And one of our FSDIA, our vice president, she actually has a clothing, apparel, and knickknack kind of store. And she creates these beautiful masks, and it just says skating is for everyone. She has one synchro for everyone. And so we got our mask, and it came all the way from California, and we took a picture. Yeah.
So much fun. I think you may recognize this name as well.
Yes. Hi, Mommy.
Your mom made me the most beautiful pink scarf that I still wear all the time in honor of breast cancer. And so, Merla, thank you so much. And your son sure was good tonight. That's for sure. Nadia has another comment, which is that the next generation of figure skaters, it's great to have someone like you as a coach, Acacia, because you exude genuine goodness. That is for sure. I want to talk a little bit about the teams tonight, about what your impressions were. Okay, let's go through the list. Let's see if I get this right. What's that?
I have my notes too.
Good. Well, this is Carlotta Edwards and Chris Versteeg on the left. Then we've got Eric Radford and hold on. Radford. I've got all my notes. What's that?
Jennifer.
Right, Jennifer Botterill. Sorry, Jennifer. And then, who are those two at the end?
Jessica.
You're calling them Jeffra. I like that. So Jessica Cameron and Acacia Hill. Okay, let's quickly run through. Any early favorites? What do you think was going on there? Did you like the performances?
Yeah, they were great. Actually, I was very impressed with Jennifer and Eric. Jennifer's edges and quality and her into the ice she was amazing. And I was like, wow, like really beautiful lines. And I thought, I'm like, oh boy, this partnership could be a really big contender for Asher and Jess. And so I was just like, ugh. But
do you know, and I really liked, I have to tell you on the left, Carlotta and Chris. I'd never seen Carlotta before, but I know that she worked in that Dancing on Ice show, whatever it was called in the UK. She's cute as a button, great personality, and I thought that they had terrific chemistry. And then, of course, the picture of our leaders that I took cheesily off my television, Asher and Jessica being talked to by, Scott Moyer. So tell me what you thought of their performance.
Asher, Jess and Asher, oh my gosh, they were amazing. I just loved their like hip hop / they did like a little bit of kind of voguing at the beginning, and they really just got into the ice. They just had so much character, so much charisma. And both of them, like, they seem to gel very well together. So the partnership is like a match made in heaven. And they were just amazing. Their lifts, their moves, it was great.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about Asher. I made him send me homework about what he feels about his partner. He feels that he's first of all super happy to be on Battle of the Blades, of course. And he said, Jessica and I are getting along very well. You could tell that, by the way. There's barely a minute without laughter. Your brother, of course, we're going to bring Dylan back in. Hey, Dylan, it seems to be a night of the gremlins, the technology gremlins, but we're glad to have you back. Here we go. We're just talking about the skaters on the show. So Asher and Jessica get along, and he said, this is a quote, "We are low-key the most annoying pair this season. She matches my weirdness and barely ever rolls her eyes. Ha ha."
I mean, even I rolled my eyes at him, so that's
And you know what? They say they're in it to win it. They're actually kind of terrifying. Okay, so do you have any comments before we move on to the next three teams? Quickly, we're talking about Carlotta and Chris and Eric and Jennifer and Jessica and Asher. Go. Dylan, what do you think?
Well, to be completely honest, we don't get a ton of time to watch each other. The way this season's working is everything's very separated with the COVID protocols. But from what I've seen, everyone's doing a good job. You know, the first show is always everyone kind of getting a feel. You know, these hockey players have never performed before, so they don't know what they're going to be like in a situation like that. You know, it might be like hockey, but it's also very different. It's a big rush. And I think all of them had such a great time. Everyone skated well. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone pivots moving forward into the next episode.
Yeah.
I've got a great comment from another fantastic skating person, Karen Sebesta. great to see so much beautiful skating on week 1. So excited to see Asher and Jessica in first place. Well deserved. I could not agree more, Karen. Okay, let's move on to the next 3 teams. Can you see I've just been super busy, even though the gremlins have been trying to get me? Okay, the next 3, we are looking at Megan and Wojtek, Violetta and Anthony. Look at me, I remembered. Caitlin and Brian. What do you guys think about these 3 teams?
Oh, they were great. I loved Brian and Caitlin. Like, Brian, amazing to be able to do an outside spread eagle. Like, wow, I was impressed by that. He was really good. Yeah.
What did you think, Dylan?
They all did a great job. I was also impressed. It's cool to see Caitlin doing some pair lifts. Like, they did a Detroiter, which is really awesome. The other 2 teams, without any surprise, had a lot of interesting tricks in there. Both the girls are very versed in pairs, especially Violetta in tricks from doing her extreme pairs. And so, for week 1, everyone looked pretty advanced.
Yeah, like death spirals and stuff. I was like, what is going on? This is only week 1. What are we going to get on like week 4?
And as Violetta said, she's actually sort of she is the most experienced Battle of the Blades person, aside from Sandra Bezic, who's been involved since day 1 as well. But she wants to win. She wants to win, and she's quite serious about that. So I would keep my eye on her. That's all I'm going to say. And she is one of the most lovely people that there is. Actually, you know what? We are super blessed in figure skating. I don't know these hockey players, but I don't know any hockey players, so that's no different from usual for me. But we are blessed with just some amazing people. And it appears to me as if the hockey players are also wonderful ambassadors for their sport. So I'm looking forward to getting to know them as the weeks go on. Okay, my friends, the last 2 teams. We're looking at Vanessa and Akeem and Andrew and
Megan.
Thank you. I knew that. I was just trying to make sure that you guys knew that. I've got my notes. Got the paper. Got my notes. All right, so give us some inside story. Come on, Dylan. Give us some inside story.
Vanessa and Akeem I'm coaching them on the show. So I definitely have a lot of insight to how things are going. They're so much fun to coach. They have a lot of banter back and forth, and they're hilarious. Sometimes, like, we're doing incredible stuff. Sometimes I'm like, like dealing with children. It's so funny. Every day is amazing. David Wilson is the choreographer for our team, and he worked with me for many years. So it's great to be able to work with him on the other side of things. But Akeem's a strong skater. Yes. He learns quickly. He's got a lot of personality, and it'll be so exciting to see him bring that out more and more as he gets more comfortable performing. But technically speaking, they have some big stuff coming. I can't really talk about it, but they have some really big stuff coming.
Nobody could ever talk about it. I understand. But you know what? Vanessa is fearless.
Yeah.
So there isn't a hill that she won't climb. Oh, that's funny. I've got Acacia Hill here. I didn't even know I was saying that. But
they're such a hot
team. Pardon me?
They're such a hot team. Like, all my skating moms are like, oh my gosh, Akeem is so hot. Vanessa's so hot. They're so sultry. And
they're very striking together. They're very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
That was nicely said. That was very nicely said. Well, I think that, so what's the schedule? Give us like 3 things backstage, not what people are doing or saying, but kind of what the schedule is like, Dylan, just so we can get a bit of a feel for what's going on.
Yeah, today was long days, busy. There's the hair and makeup situation, and then we had like a 10-minute practice on the practice rink, and then there's a dress rehearsal, and then everyone kind of settled down, had a meal, and then got ready again. And it's all kind of slotted based on when you start, because it's live. Everything moves in a very efficient manner. It's a well-oiled machine, and so you kind of just there's always people that know where you need to be. So even for people who are a bit late, you're on time. Yeah. But it's great. Like, there are so many people working behind the scenes doing such an incredible job. Everyone's very passionate about the show, and everyone's very supportive, even from a distance. The way things are is very it's different. It's an adjustment. We're all more separate than we're used to being. Figure skaters, we're all very close friends. The hockey players are such great people too. Everyone's got a lot of great energy going on, but we are all doing our own thing, and we are kind of separated scheduling wise. So it was nice to, even the first team skated today, Caitlin and Brian, and they came off the ice, and all of us warming up off ice gave them a big cheer and round of applause. And so there's a great camaraderie within the show.
Do you know what impresses me so much? And Acacia, you could probably speak to this as well, is the fact that any of us are on the ice doing anything. I mean, really, in these COVID times, it has complicated ordinary life so much. I mean, even just going to the grocery store, that the fact that we're even able to get like a Battle of the Blades show on the air and people having a good time, and the quality of the skating is excellent. That part is wonderful. And then you must be finding the same thing at the Brampton Hill Skating Academy. That just the fact, you can even get on the ice is something that's amazing and not entirely expected.
Yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment this year, a whirlwind. It's been crazy. We're back actually in phase 2. So, we've had to lower our numbers again on the sessions, and, just it's such a different world, walking around, talking to everyone with masks on, but we're trying to make the best of it, and we just roll with the punches and keep going. And that's all you can do in these times.
Do you know what, guys? It has been so much fun to talk to you. I'm going to ask each of you for sort of some last thoughts, some last comments. And I'm going to remind everybody that if you want to vote for your favorite team, do not wait till tomorrow to check out the PVR. Watch it tonight. Vote for your favorite team. You've got to go to cbc.ca, Battle of the Blades, 3 a.m. Eastern time is the cutoff. So much is riding on this. Right now, the leaders, can I just show you my favorite shot again that I took from my television set? Big budget show I got going here. Here we go. Yeah. I know. But this is actually, I've got to tell you that my favorite shot is you two left.
So cute.
I don't know if I've seen cuter babies ever. And I know, Acacia, that you're getting ready to be a mom, and that's going to be a huge transition for you. So, as I said, I want each of you to sort of give me your final thoughts about Battle of the Blades, about anything you like. And just with my thanks, I am so happy that you're here. So I'm going to start with you, Dylan. Here we go.
I think it's incredible that the show is happening. I'm so proud of everyone who's worked so hard to put it together. The crew, the creative team, and especially the skaters and their teams. It's not been easy. It's been different, but everyone's put a smile on their face and trudged on. And I'm also really, really proud of the show for highlighting the diversity and for giving a voice in these dark times, and something to look forward to for the fans, but really highlighting these important stories that need to be told in both skating and hockey. So I really think this season is special.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with the diversity this season. It's amazing to see the representation. Kids who look like me, they can see themselves on this show and be like, wow, one day I can be like that amazing hockey player in NHL or an Olympic figure skater, and just go out there and try to tackle these dreams. It's great. It's great that the show is happening, especially during these times right now. We don't know if we're going to go into lockdown or if we're going to stay open. So it's just amazing that Battle of the Blades is on. It's fun. It's great, and to see two sports come together as one. It's amazing. So I'm like happy to watch. I'm excited for my brother, of course. I hope he wins. But it's just been a crazy year, and but these moments where we can still have fun and watch beautiful things on TV, it's great. So
I want to say thank you to Acacia Hill for taking the time out to speak with me tonight. That was just an unexpected treat. I am sorry for the technical gremlins, but I'm glad that we persevered. Dylan Moskovich, you made an absolutely great special guest appearance, and I want to make sure that everybody remembers to watch you and the leader of Battle of the Blades currently until you guys vote, and let's see what happens. This is Asher and Dylan in That Figure Skating Show that you can see on the CBC Sports YouTube channel. Everybody, it has been just such a delight to have you here tonight. Come join me again next Thursday for another episode of Blade This, Conversations from the Edge. I'm PJ Kwong. Bye for now.